Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Yetta, and I am so happy you could join me today. We're going to start out with this little wooden plate that I had thrifted, and it had a lot of little marks on it. So we're going to cover it up, and I'm going to paint it with Apple Bell's Sun Kissed Peach. And while you're watching me paint, I'm going to introduce this video. It's part of the Budget to Beautiful collaboration, which I'm hosting with my good friend Nikki over by Touch by Time with Nikki. And make sure you go check out. I'll have a channel listed down below in my description box along with the playlist. And make sure you watch everybody's video and show everybody some love. So let's get on moving with this. I give it, I think it's 2 coats of the Sun Kissed Peach. And while that's drying, I'm going to use this tulip napkin, which is from the Dollar Tree. And I'm using my X-Acto knife because I want it to be cut very finely around the whole tulip. So not like when we typically like go around with a little wet brush and then just kind of rip around it. Just because my background is a peach color, it's not white, you'll be able to see it if I have parted a white napkin. So I want to make sure I'm just cutting the flower out, if that makes sense. And I found out that using this X-Acto knife really did the trick. It takes a little bit of time to get it cut, but it's definitely worth it. And make sure you use that self-healing cutting mat underneath so you don't cut the table or the silicone mat or whatever you got underneath. So I'm going to cut out a bunch of these, different colors, different shapes, and I'm just going to go around my napkin and pick them out, and I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. And here's the plate. I love this sun-kissed peach color. I think it's beautiful this time of year. And here I'm going to line up my tulips around the edge of my plate. And yeah, one I kind of ripped a little bit here, so we're gonna piece it together. And once we get it on our plate, you won't be able to tell. So I did enough to cover the whole rim around my plate. And wait till you see it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this piece. Then I'm gonna go in with some matte Mod Podge, and I'm gonna go ahead and get them attached to my plate. I wanted to line up first to make sure I have the position I wanted them in and I had enough, so nothing was gonna seem off. So that's why I did this first. And here I'm just gonna work with one tulip at a time. I'm gonna add the Mod Podge, kind of use my fan brush to spread it out, and then very gently put my tulip down. I had to adjust this one a little bit here and there just because some of the stems and the leaves are so um, thin that, they kind of wiggle around and kind of land funky. So you just have to kind of adjust it, but just be very gentle with it. But it is kind of, if you're gentle enough, it's very forgiving actually. So yeah, just keep on going. And as I get one down, I'm going to add a little bit of Mod Podge so I can seal it in right away. And I'm going to do this all the way around my plate. And then I go ahead and seal the rest of my plate with the Mod Podge as well. So nothing is going to chip or come off. Or, yeah, it's just going to look really, really nice. I really love this piece. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I may be watching you do the whole thing, me getting this round, but I sped it up so it won't take too long. So yeah, this one was giving me quite a bit of a hard time. I kind of needed both hands free here to kind of get it laid down. That's the only thing with it being so thin in some areas that it kind of curls up. But here it is. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Let me know what you think about this one. It was so easy, so simple, but look at it. Totally worth it. Let me know what you think about it. So let's move on to project number 2. I, I have this little rectangular wood piece from my scrap wood pile. If you saw my previous video, I had inserted a picture of all the scrap wood that I received from when we replaced our fence. And I'm going to use this one. I measured it at 10.2 in length and then 5.5 um, width-wise. And I'm painting that with Waverly's chalk paint in celery, front, back, sides, everything. And then I'm using these, what did I call it? Is it over and over self-adhesive stencils? And these are the alphabet kind. And I'm going to just take them out and then line them up along the edge on the bottom. And I really like these. These are really nice to work with. Just it helps that they're self-adhesive. So, and I'm just going to spell out the word family. And here you can, if you don't get them straight down the first time, you can um, take them back up and put them back down. And I'm going to use Waverly's chalk paint and plaster to stencil in this word. And I'm just going to use one of these little sponge daubers from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just using the edge of it just because I don't want any of the paint to get on the other piece of the wood, the celery part. So I'm just very gently using the edge of it to go um, through the whole word. I did end up with, I think, two little small dots outside of my stencil right here, but that's okay. We'll go back in with some celery and we'll just kind of touch that up. But yeah, just use something smaller than what I have right here. I don't think I really had that on hand, so I was just trying to be very careful. And it worked out. I mean, it wasn't a disaster. The stenciling turned out really, really nice, and I'm happy about that. So here, I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife to kind of help me lift them, and I'll peel them off, put them on my paper towel, because right after I get them off, I'm going to go wash them with some soap and water, so um, they'll be nice and fresh for the next time I use them. And here I'll go in with my celery real quick and do a little touch up. Just two little areas, and that's it. Then I have this little wooden heart decor piece from the Dollar Tree, and we're gonna use that. I think I was trying to cut off the beads, but then I realized I could just pull them off from underneath the staple in the back, except for the bottom one. It had a little knot on it, so I couldn't pull it out, but I did have to cut it. But I saved those pieces, so I just put them to the side. Then line up my little wooden heart. It has a little bit of distressing on it. It kind of reminded me of vintage photo, and I thought that was really beautiful. I love that. So I'm just positioning it here, but then I felt like it needs something else on the other side. It's too bare. So I have these wooden shapes from the Dollar Tree. These are the heart shapes. And I'm just going to go in and paint them with plaster just on the top and on the sides. And they fit really well with the word family, but also the wooden heart from the Dollar Tree that's on the side. So it all ties in really well together. And I'm just going to use three of them. I think I'm just going to show you painting one. I don't even know why you need to see all that, but I guess. But I won't show you the other two. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just paint the top and the sides. And then I'm just going to go in with some hot glue. I start with the big heart. And I'm going to just go around the edging and then a little bit in the middle. So it has some coverage in the places that's going to adhere to the wood block. Just like so. And then I'll position the other smaller hearts next to it. And I really think that ties in really well together with that kind of empty spot that was there that kind of needed something. So I'm just going to hot glue these down. And then I was like, well, they kind of it looks great like this, but they were kind of stark white, even though I used plaster. So I decided to go ahead and distress them a little bit around the edges because that would kind of match with the other wooden heart from the Dollar Tree. So I just went around the edging and it looked really nice. It really ties in with the bigger heart. I was contemplating go around the edge of the wood block as well. I haven't decided if I should or shouldn't do it because I only gave it one coat because I wanted the imperfection of the wood to show through and also some of the wood grains underneath. So I didn't know if I should distress it even further. But for right now, this is what it looks like and I'm loving it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So, yep, that's it. Very easy, very simple, but yet I love it. Let me know what you think. right, so let's move on to number three. I got this little mini oval plaque from the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint that with Waverly's chalk paint in dusk. And I ended up just doing the top and the sides, and then I'm gonna go in with Apple Bale's burnt umber, and I'm gonna do the sides, like the bottom side of this oval wood plaque. You'll see here when I turn it a little bit, because I thought that would be really nice to have something that kind of resembles a frame around it, if that makes sense. So I'll go here on the side, but then also that little indentation that you see right above it that I'm working on right here. I decided to go ahead and paint that as well. And I think it gives it a nice little touch of a frame around um, the plaque. So it's just not one the same color all the way around, which was my original plan, but I changed it, and I'm so glad that I did because I really love how this turned out. I'm just using a small brush because that little indentation that you see right here is so small that I want to make sure I'm not getting too much up on the sides. But even if you do, you're just going to touch up here and there wherever you need it. I think there was a couple of places I had to do it. Nothing major. You see, it looks pretty nice. You can see that brown side there, right? So I'm going to use these gold. They're like foil transfers, I think, from the Dollar Tree. Nikki from Touched by Time with Nikki had sent them to me, and I was really excited to use them. I've never done the gold foil transfers before, so I was excited to use it, and I think this was perfect. And so I picked one that I wanted to use, the flamingo with a little saying on the side, on the sides. And I'm just gonna cut this out. So this was plan A. Yeah, you can guess what's coming next, right? There's a plan B and there's a plan C. So we are at plan A. I just wanted to show you this is my first time doing it, so I don't know if I did it wrong or if it's because it's the Dollar Tree kind. I'm not sure. But I knew not to go too aggressive on them. They're not like regular transfers. You have to be a bit more careful because the gold leaf under it can kind of start moving around on you. So I pressed it down and I pressed it down further with my fingers afterwards. And then I went in with my little rubbing tool and just gently started rubbing. And I did that for a very long time. And I kept lifting it and looking up under, and nothing was really sticking. They made a little gold thing here and there, but nothing you could make out. So I did this for quite some time. And this is it. Like nothing transferred. And I'm looking at the back, like, is there any gold on there at all? So plan B, I did another one, a different one, and that didn't work either. I had more gold transferred onto it, but you still couldn't tell what it was, so I gave up. So plan C, I went in with this stencil, and I'm gonna go ahead and use Decor Arts metallic paint in splendid gold, and I'm gonna stencil this flower on. I was determined to have something gold on here, which was why I did the darker color on the bottom, just so the gold would stand out. So I did this instead, and this turned out really pretty. I love this one. So I think that was a good plan C. And then I have a scrap piece of this elastic gold little thing. I'm not even sure where I got it from and what I used it for, but I had it in my stash, and I thought that would be perfect to go around with the blue and the brown meats or that little ledge right there, just to give a little outline and also tie into the stencil in the front. So I'm just going to hot glue that into place all the way around. And then once I get here to the top, I get that little last piece tucked in right there. I'm going to take this leftover piece and I'm just going to do a simple shoelace bow right here. And I'm going to work it to the size that I want. And then I'm going to glue that to the top of my little plaque. just to give it a little extra. And I think that looks super cute. Then after that, I'm going to go ahead and trim down the tails a little bit because they were a little bit too long and they were kind of sticking out to the side. So and then I have two Jenga blocks that I glued together, and I'm going to glue it back to the back side of my plaque so it's standing up, and that would help make it a little shelf sitter. And there it is. I think it's super cute. What do you think? Now let's take a look at all three pieces that I made today. It's very budget friendly, and even the simplest thing can turn into something really beautiful. Let me know what you think. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video with me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And make sure to check out everybody down in the playlist. I can't wait to go see what they made. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe, like, comment, and hype my video. It would mean the world to me. Until next time.